All right, so there's one other thing I wanted to show you in Max, and that's the physics system. And we briefly looked at the model system. We'll be using that as well. But what we're going to do, and if you were in my Jitter class, you'll probably remember this. We're going to have a planet and like a Tesla Roadster that's orbiting the planet. This was inspired by that Falcon Heavy launch last spring, where they put a Roadster in an orbit that went further than the orbit of Mars. All right, so we're going to start with a jit.world. We're going to, let's move that out of the way. Let's have a toggle to be able to turn that on. And when we turn that on, you see it has a gray erase color. We can change that erase color at erase color 0, 0, 0. Now it's black, even when I turn it on, still black. Great. Now we're going to want to be able to we're going to use physics, which has a world box that contains all of your objects inside of the world box. We're going to want to be able to turn that off. So we need to be able to turn that off. But to be able to send commands to the physics system, you have to send the word send Phys. Okay, send Phys world box $1, and then a toggle. That way we'll be able to turn that off. We're also going to want to be able to, we want to just turn off gravity from the beginning. Send Phys gravity 0. We're going to have no downward gravity in this. So I'm going to go ahead and send that in there. Let's put this on a load bang so that it happens automatically when you launch the program. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to add a model. We're going to add Mars to this, JIT-GL model. And let's go ahead and just put the name of it at mars.obj. You'll need to make sure that you have your mars.obj somewhere that Max knows where it is. Whoops, not at Mars, at file mars.obj. Wow, there it is. It's huge. Cool. All right. Well, we're going to have this attached to a FizboD so that things can bounce off of it. But we don't want it to, actually, it doesn't matter right now. jit.phys.body. Yeah. Now it's got a FizboD attached to it. Now, if gravity were turned on, you would see this fall to the floor. There's something I forgot. Let's go into the help file for jit.world. I want to grab the camera controls out of this. So I'm option clicking on this. It's taking forever because of my screen recording. And I want to grab these camera controls. Come on, slow computer. There we go. Come on. What the hell? That's locked again. All right. Drag. Slow. So slow. Copy. Oh my God. So bad. Paste. Great. So that puts us a lot further back from the planet. And it connects, we can actually move around with W, A, S, and D. Cool. All right. So we're actually going to, on this FizboD, we don't want the planet to move if something bumps into it. We want something to bounce off the planet. So we need this to be locked in space, and we do that with @kinematic1. And let's go ahead and scale it a little bigger at scale 2. There we go. All right, now we're going to make this rotate. So let's build a rotating system. So we're going to animate this. We're going to need a message that says rotate X, Y, Z. We're not going to move the X. We're just going to rotate around the Y coordinate. And we'll need a line object, line 0, period, to create a number ramp. Now to make this make a number ramp, we need to send it a message, and we need to first say where we're starting, 0, period, comma, space, then where we're going, 360, period, space, and then how long, 30,000 milliseconds, which is 30 seconds. All right, so when I send that into there, it will send a rotate command to the FizboD, which will rotate the planet. We want this to keep rotating when it finishes, so we're going to take this signal ramp and connect it back up here so that when this finishes rotating, it'll trigger again. Cool, so there's that. We now just need the, let's duplicate this. So now we should have 2 Marses. Whoa, look at that. They're rotating one inside the other. Trippy. All right, we're going to actually change this to Tesla. Should probably just make it disappear because it'll be inside Mars where you won't see it. We're not going to get rid of the kinematic stuff. All right, we're going to make this body fit the car a little bit better, and we're going to do that by making it a capsule shape capsule. We are going to scale this at scale 0.3, 0.8, 0.5 at rotate XYZ 0, 90, 0, and this is important at send scale 0. We're not passing the scale of the collider to the model. And then we want to have some dampening forces at okay, we're back. Crash recovery up to here, so we just need to fix this stuff. We got Tesla in there. Just need to fix this. Wow, things are running a lot faster. Maybe if I just keep it turned off for the time being, it'll run a lot faster. All right. So we want this to be FizboD at shape capsule at scale 0.3, 0.8, 0.5 at rotate XYZ, rotate XYZ 0, 90, 0. At send scale 0. We are not sending the scale. And at damping 0.2, 0. Damping is, the first number is linear damping and the second is angular damping. So one is there friction in movement? So that's kind of like air resistance. And really space obviously doesn't have that, but I felt it made a better experience. Then angular damping is making it slow its rotation down. That I didn't want it. I just want it to rotate as constantly. Okay, so now we have that. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like. Look at that. Oh! So we can't pick up anything right now, so we need a jit.phys.picker. Now I can pick up things, and you see we have, wow, I wonder why it's just working so much better now. Anyway, we have gravity on. We need to turn that off. There we go. So now he has no gravity. Cool. So now we just need to add gravity to the planet. And to do that, we want to add a ghost force, because then we can do a central gravity force. So jit.phys.ghost. And then we need to make this a shape. We're gonna make it a cube, and we're gonna make it fill up the entire volume. Actually, we're gonna make it bigger than our world box. At shape cube, at central force, the central force -0.5. That will slowly pull it toward the center. And then we need to do a scale 20, 20, 20. That will put it outside the world box. So everywhere in this system will get pulled into the middle. And now you can see that car gets pulled into the middle. I let go of it and it'll get pulled into the middle. Now if you do it just right, you might be able to get it to orbit for a minute or two, just by virtue of that gravity force and your angular force, like the way the way orbits really work in real life. But it's really tricky, and what we're going to do is we're going to set up a system that forces this car to orbit. Let's go ahead and get it rotating again. There we go. So we're going to do that with some extra ghost forces. So we're going to make some up and down forces on the sides here that will make this car, when it's over here, we're going to make it rotate around the planet in a polar orbit. So when it's on the right-hand side of the screen, it'll be making it go down. When it's on the left-hand side of the screen, it'll be making it go up. And then when it's on the top half, it'll be making it go left. And when it's on the bottom half, it'll be making it go right. So let's try that. So we just need some more ghost forces. Let's just duplicate this. And now instead of central force, we want this, get rid of the central force. And let's see, we want the scale to change on this. So this is going to be 10, 20, 20. 10, 20, 20. And at position, so that way it only takes up half of it. At position, -10. 0, 0. This is gonna isolate the top half from the bottom half. I'm sorry, the left side from the right side, and making the up-down forces. And then at force, 0 period, -0.25, 0 period. All right, so that defines the force. Now, we aren't seeing any of our Phys bodies because we can add something in here called jit.gl.physdraw. And there we go. Now we can actually see all of our forces and so forth. Oh, so this is a sphere, as you can see, which is at cube. That's why it got messed up. And this one's at cube. This is messed up too. At shape cube. At shape cube. There we go. Great. Now that we have this one, we can duplicate it. This is the up-down force. And all we have to do is flip this around. So change the position from -10 to +10, and change the force from -25 to +25. 0.25 that is, rather. So now you can see the subdivision here. So when it's over here, it's going to make it go up, as well as getting sucked in. When it's over here, it's going to make it go down, as well as getting sucked in. Or maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, it's the other way around. So this side's going down, the other side's going up. Now we just need the left and right forces. Okay, so we can just copy these two and just flip the values around a little bit. Okay, so now we just need to duplicate these. Oh, didn't crash this time, yay. All right. And flip the values around a little bit. So we want this to be, what do we want this to be? We want this to be, scale is going to change. So this is going to be 20, 10, 20. 20, 10, 20. And this one down here is going to be also 20, 10, 20. 20, 10, 20, and then the positions are going to change. It's going to be 0, -10, 0, and then 0, 10, 0. Cool. All right, we're almost done. So now it should orbit. It might bounce off the planet a little bit, but it'll orbit. It'll always orbit around the planet. See how the ghost force is pushing it to the side? It hit the world box. So our forces are big enough that we shouldn't need this world box, or we can make the world box. So let's do this. Let's make the world box 20 as well. Send Phys world box underscore scale 20 period 20 period 20 period. And we want to load bang this as well. Now the world box is as big as the ghost forces. And we can fling this thing quite far, and it'll come back. Rotate around. So the last thing, we want to be able to turn off this Phys draw. We can just delete it, is one way to do it. Or you can build a little system with a toggle that says enable $1, and we could have it disabled by default. That way you can turn it on when you want. Where did our Tesla go? There it is, way up there. Okay, great. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to do, and that was put in a star map. So we can grab a JIT gl.q cube map at file, it's starbox.png, and we're going to want a bang coming out of that. We need a load bang, so that happens off the bat, and then we want a jit.gl.cubemap. No, skybox rather. jit.gl.skybox. And if you click this, put that in there, and you click the bang, it'll fill that in with the skybox, which is stars. So now you have the Tesla orbiting Mars kind of working. I don't know why it seems to not be pulled in anymore. What's this? Where's the central force? That's central force. There we go. Yeah, it's working. All right, cool.